Here to tell us how to make the most of our relationship with our pharmacist is pharmacist and national medical writer Jim Morelli. And Jim, I certainly know I have a great relationship with my pharmacist. Tell me about this nationwide survey.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you do have that relationship, and hopefully you're asking lots of questions, because we sort of have a deficit between talking with the pharmacist, between the customer and the pharmacist. About 51% of customers will ask the pharmacist a question about a prescription drug, but the numbers really drop when it comes to over-the-counter drugs and vitamins, down to about a third for OTC drugs and about 23% for vitamins and supplements. So I've partnered up with Nature Made on this survey because we want to get the word out that, look, you've got this resource behind the counter, willing and able to help you not only maintain your own health, but also to stretch your healthcare dollar.
And how do you know which vitamins are right for you and which vitamins to take?
Well, first of all, you've got to know what you're deficient in. You don't want to be taking things if you really don't need them. And then you've got three guiding lights: quality, purity, and potency. And these are the things that the pharmacist looks for when making a recommendation as to brand. And so it's no surprise that the #1 pharmacist recommended brand when it comes to letter vitamins and when it comes to fish oil is Nature Made, because the purity and potency is verified by them, but it's also verified by an independent third party, the USP. That's the United States Pharmacopoeia, whose task it is basically to make sure that what's on the label is the same thing that's inside the bottle, so that you're getting what you pay for. That's the first thing that you really want to make sure of.
And there's different vitamins for a healthy immune system and energy needs, or can you take the same vitamin?
No, different vitamins. For a healthy immune system, you would want to be looking for things like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D as well. But with vitamin D, be careful, because you want to make sure you're taking the right dose. It does come in several dosage forms. You want to talk with your doctor about that. Cranberry is also another example of something that's good for the immune system. And as far as energy, pharmacists are more likely, in our survey, they were more likely to recommend things that were protein-based rather than caffeine-based. Also, B vitamins are good for energy, and iron. But iron, once again, drives home the point that you should talk with your pharmacist about whatever you're going to buy over the counter in case it interacts with something behind the counter, because iron has been known to interact with other drugs, and it can also worsen certain health conditions as well. So be very careful with that.
What are pharmacists likely to recommend for beauty?
Well, you know, pharmacists are very science-based, and so they usually go for what's been proven to have some good effect. So anything that contains like a vitamin A or a vitamin C would be beneficial to the skin. There are lots of things making claims out there, but the science is with those kinds of things.
So our pharmacists know a lot more than we realize, I think.
Well, you know, don't forget, these days pharmacists go to school for their pharmacy degree. They go to school for 6 years. And that includes several clinical rotations, intensive clinical rotations, and they have a lot of knowledge. We always say pharmacists are the most overeducated, underutilized member of the healthcare team, and yet, ironically enough, they're the most accessible one. And yet a lot of people do not think to ask the pharmacist about, you know, a recommendation for an over-the-counter product, for example. And I think part of the problem is that they think the pharmacist is just too darn busy to help them. And I will grant you, pharmacists are busy. However, they're never too busy to help you, and it is a pleasure to help somebody who is looking to improve their health care.
This sounds wonderful. It's very important to know. Where can we go for more information, Jim?
I would go to vitamin.com, and also naturemade.com can now be found on your mobile device, your phone. So if you're in a pharmacy and you've got further questions, you can always go to that site. You can get it on your home computer as well. Also, check out the United States Pharmacopoeia's website, as I did. I was just very impressed with the work they do. So many people around the world depend on the verification process that they undertake.
Jim Morelli with some very important information. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.